Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new video. Hope you're doing well. Normally, when I record these videos, it's more about my personal life, the lessons I've learned. Today, it's going to be a little bit different. This is going to be more of a business video, and it's going to be about sales, and especially about closing. I've noticed that over the past couple of years, I've gotten this incredible passion for sales, right? I look very slick right now, I know, but I didn't used to be like this. I didn't used to be slick. I didn't used to be good at talking, good at communicating. And it's been crazy how that kind of changed to me, but that's a subject for a different video. Today, I wanted to talk to you about how to actually close people, how to actually close deals. And with my company, we're in the B2B space. So the people that are on the opposite side of the table are serious companies. I mean, enterprise companies. So how do you make sure you close those type of profiles? If you're in the B2C space, you can definitely watch this video, but it's not going to be as interesting for you because that's a whole type of, well, it's a different type of closing, yeah. So I've written a couple things down. First of all, people don't buy logically. People always buy emotionally. So the way how your energy is in a call, how you actually create the relationship with a prospect is incredibly important, right? They're not going to buy from you out of just seeing the numbers. If you have a really good prospect on the opposite side of the table who's logical and rational and is a real entrepreneur, it might be different. But still, what I've always said, I had a conversation with a closer once, and I asked her, what do you think is the biggest difference between B2B and B2C close? She's like, oh no, like B2B is so much more serious, and yeah, you don't really have to talk about emotions. And I said, okay, you're not going to get hired. I'm sorry. B2B is definitely emotional closing, right? You might be talking to someone who's doing millions of dollars in revenue per year, per month, but that person still has emotions and is still looking at investment, and they're not going to do it rationally. They're going to do it emotionally, unless you have a really good prospect in front of you. Second thing is very important, something we've definitely noticed in this market because we're operating in the Netherlands, but also in the US. Trust before persuasion. Actually, remove persuasion. Building the relationship with the prospect during the call, doesn't matter if it's digital or in person, is the most important thing, right? Yes, that includes small talk. Yes, that includes talking about their kids. Yes, that includes talking about, their personal goals, whatever. And it's not to fake it, but you have to be genuinely interested in the prospect. Genuinely, not in a fake way, because they feel that, right? They feel that you're not just there to take their money. They feel that you're there to actually help them further. And that is essentially what comes down to what is the definition of sales. It's helping people. It really is. Yes, you have targets. Yes, you have a certain amount of deals you have to close. But eventually, it's about, okay, what are the prospect's pain points? Is the service or product that we have relatable to that pain point? Do we have the solution? Does the prospect believe in our solution? And yes, let's talk about a deal, but it's about helping someone. It doesn't matter if it's personal growth or it's business growth. In this case, we're talking about B2B, so it's business growth, but you're there to help somebody. But build a relationship first before you talk about deals. The third one, which is incredibly powerful, is the detachment. If a prospect feels that you don't give a shit if the deal is going to go through or not, it does something to the prospect's mind. It's weird, especially when you're first starting out with your business and in entrepreneurship, and when you're doing your first sales calls, there's so much on the line, right? You have to pay rent, you took a risk, you just stepped up in becoming an entrepreneur. But if you're in front, I started closing deals when I didn't care anymore. When I was doing sales calls with prospects, and I don't do that anymore because luckily we have a really good sales team, I was there in the calls, I'm like, okay, so yeah, this is the amount you have to invest, this is the return on investment you can get. Okay, sure, should we work together? Yeah, okay, amazing, let's do it. And that detachment, that mentality, that energy, prospects feel that. And that takes away their sales resistance. If they feel you're pushing for the sale, they're gonna bounce, right? Very important. People believe themselves more than they believe you. And this is the importance of asking the right question in sales. And I'm gonna give you a nugget, which basically improved our closing rates with, well, it doubled it. No, you know what? It even tripled our closing rates. Doesn't matter what kind of product or service you're selling. Always at the end of the call, could be the first, second, third call, depends on how your sales process looks like. Ask the question, do you have, after seeing all of this, after sharing all this information with you, do you have the feeling that the system that we have can actually help you further? And they'll be responding, most likely, hope so. They'll be responding, yes. And then ask them, why? Why do you feel like this system could help you further? And then the prospect's going to say, yeah, well, because you're automating so many things. I mean, there's a lot of time I get back. I don't have to manually source leads anymore. They just come to me. And what happens then is you change the dynamic because the prospect is literally selling him or herself to you. It's literally selling your system or product to themselves. And that's the importance of asking the right questions. Fifth one, pain versus consequence. When you're just starting out in sales, the first thing you're going to hear is pain points, right? You got to figure out where is the pain in the prospects, right? They're losing too much time. They're paying too much for this. They're doing this and that. You got to figure out why are they actually looking for a solution? Where does it hurt? But the most important thing is not just figuring out what their pain is, but what happens if they don't solve that pain. So for example, let's say a lead comes to us. We help recruit consulting agents get more clients and candidates. They say, we can't get clients. We've only been doing referrals. It's so time consuming. It's not future proof. There's no consistency. And I'll be asking, if I was the coach, I'll be asking, well, thank you for sharing that. That sounds like a lot of trouble to go through. Just a question, just out of curiosity, what would happen if this would continue for 6 months? What would that do to your business and to you personally? Oh man, it would give me so much stress, and man, the revenue is not going up, and that would be, very annoying for my family, stuff like that. That's when it's not just pain that you're basically rising up in a prospect. It's also what happens if you don't take action, right? Super important one. Future pacing, another very important one. Show the prospects the dream, right? Which for us, for example, for our clients, is that they don't have to chase leads anymore. They come to them, and the only thing they have to do is be in a luxury position to call these leads. Be like, hey, you reached out to us. Okay, let's hop on a call. Boom, let's close the deal, right? But imagine what that does. Create the future for the prospect. So imagine that if you got like 5 new clients each month, what would that do to you? Yeah, we could hire, we could expand, we could put so much more money in software and automating stuff. That would be amazing. Okay, amazing. And what would that do to you personally? Yeah, I mean, I will be able to spend more time with family. I would be able to do more fun stuff with family, or buy that new car I've always wanted. It's very important so they can actually picture what they're getting. Point 9, return on investments. One of the most important things. If you're in marketing or in any type of relatable business, it's always important to show the prospect what are they actually getting back. Return on investment, ROI, in hard cash. When we're having sales calls with Leadstars, we show them the investment, and then right after that, we show them exactly how much money they can expect back, which is an average calculation based on all the client campaigns that we ran. So it's not fictive numbers. No, it's actual reality. It's numbers based on real campaigns. So they know what they get back. And if you invest, for example, 50K per month and you get 500K per month back, you will be stupid to not to, right? It's just an example. Okay. Very important is also silence and not overselling. So let the prospect speak. Ask the right questions and make the prospect sell him or herself to you, right? Once you can make the conclusion where the prospect has the pain that you solve and you have the solution and they also agree on that, it doesn't make sense to not make a deal, right? Super, super incredibly important. And then the most fun part, objection handling. What happens once you walk the prospect through everything, they understand your service, they understand your product, and now it's time to close the deal. How do you actually handle objections? I'm going to give you a whole lot of gold nuggets here. Okay, first one, I need to think about it. Let's say the prospect says that. Okay, you need to think about it. Okay, totally makes sense. Absolutely. I mean, it is an investment. I'm just very curious. What do you need to think about? Okay, so this is where we isolate what the true objection is for the prospect. So the prospect's going to say, yeah, well, it's a lot of money, it's quite the investment. And I don't know, like I might even look at cheaper competitors. Okay, so we know price is the real objection. We just isolated the objection. Amazing. Price the objection. Okay, yeah, it's definitely an investment. Totally understand. Can I ask you a question? Yes. Okay, amazing. Let's say you take your wife out to a restaurant. Do you take her to McDonald's or do you take her to a nice steak Italian restaurant, 5-star Michelin star restaurant? To the 5-star Michelin star restaurant. Why? Just ask the prospect why. Yeah, because I know when I go out to dinner with someone I love, I just want it to be special, I want the service to be top notch, I want the food to be top notch. Okay, so wouldn't you make that same choice when making a business investments? Wouldn't that be logical? Okay, first one. Second one, business partner. I need to talk about it with my business partner. Very interesting one. Totally understand. I mean, it's an important decision. Let me ask you this. Would you say that your business partner is also interested in growing the company that you guys build up? Yeah. Okay. Would you say that you believe that the return on investment that we're getting you, that we just showed you, that we're actually going to get that based on all the case studies and results that I've showed you before? Yes. Okay. So if we're looking at that, you believe that our system works, you believe the return on investment is going to be here. Wouldn't you say that if your business partner was here, you would just jump on and sign on? Would that be the most logical thing that could happen? It's like, yeah, probably. Okay, let's get things squared away. Let's get things signed. So eventually, when it comes down to it's listen, agree, clarify, isolate, resolve, and reclose. An objection, you don't have to see that as a prospect saying no because it's not the right fit for them. It's because they're scared. And sometimes when people are scared, when they're about to make a life and business changing decision, you have to help them through it, right? I've literally had closes where clients were doubting and said no, and I closed them on the call and they said, I'm actually very happy that you kept asking me questions because I was doubting of making the decision. I'm really glad that you asked me the right questions. Put the mirror in front of them, okay? Put a mirror in front of them. What else type of objections do we have? I'm not sure this is the right timing for one we hear very often. Let's say the prospect name is Thomas. Thomas, we talked about this entire trajectory. You said that revenue has been decreasing for the past 6 months. Do you think that waiting is going to be the right solution to get your revenue going up? Even though, because you told me that with the current acquisition methods that you're using right now, you're not really increasing your revenue, and you do believe in our product or service. Do you think waiting for 3 months is going to increase your revenue? No, probably not. Okay, do you believe in our system? Yeah, okay. These are all very simple objection handlings, but the most common one is price, business partner, I need to think about it, or I'm not sure the timing is right. These are the 4 most common objections in B2B space, absolutely. Price one, please always use the steak at McDonald's example, because it works very well, because then people are like, oh yes, I am looking for the premium service. One other one you can actually use there is, this is a very good one. There are prospects that are gonna try to lower your price. And they're gonna say things like, okay, it's 5K per month, but I saw a competitor of you guys that is doing like for $1,000 per month. Why wouldn't I go there? The best response, I'll tell you. If you want the cheapest option out there, I can send you 5 of my cheapest competitors. Let me know if you want that. I got an entire list ready for you to email to you. If you want premium service quality with guarantees and all the 30+ clients that we've already helped, that's when we're the right place, right? A very interesting one, objection handling. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be sharing more about sales because, like I said, I'm becoming very passionate about it. Let me know if you have any questions, and see you in the next one.